What's going on, fantasy owners? Welcome back to another episode of the Eye Test. I am here with my co-host and good friend Paul Orlando. Paul, what's going on?
Nothing. I got a haircut specifically for this. My hair was going crazy.
I was gonna say last week you probably needed to wear this fedora, but
Yeah. Well,
not
tell
this week.
everybody who watches this comment and tell me my hair looks nice, please.
There it is. Does Paul's hair look nice? Today we're going to be doing a Dynasty Rookie mock draft, and we're also going to be going over like what we predict their landing spots are going to be in the actual NFL draft. But before we get started, guys, thanks again for watching. Go ahead and press the like button and subscribe to our channel. That way you get notified when we come out with more content. Like I just said before, we are going to be doing a rookie mock draft today while talking about the player's fantasy value. Is it going to go up or down depending on their projected landing spot? So I'll start off, Paul. Bijan Robinson is the obvious 1.01 in Dynasty rookie drafts. Rightfully so. He's the best player on the board. Everyone needs running backs at some point. You got to continue to youthen your running back room. And I have Bijan Robinson getting drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if it's going to be at the 10 spot that they have. It very well could be, but it just makes sense to me. It's one of those things where if you want to make it complicated, then go ahead and make it complicated, but that does not involve drafting Bijan Robinson. It's the simple move. Why not have the offensive rookie of the year and a potential MVP on the same offense? It seems deadly, especially behind that amazing offensive line.
Yeah, you would have him going to the Eagles, John. That's all I'll say on that. But coming in at number 2, we have CJ Stroud. And again, no surprise here. The Panthers, they trade up for that 1.1. They're going to grab their premier franchise quarterback of the future. At least they hope he is. I think he is the most NFL-ready quarterback at this moment. And with veteran guys like Adam Thielen and DJ Chark, with Miles Sanders in the backfield, they're hoping to alleviate a lot of pressure off of him. And I foresee a pretty good rookie year for him in Carolina.
Yeah, so do I. On the third pick, this is where things get a little shaky. I'm going off of very recent news, but Daniel Jeremiah of the NFL Network, I believe it was 2 days ago, tweeted that the Titans are exploring to get the number 3 overall pick from the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I think that means they're going after Bryce Young. So I got Bryce Young getting drafted by the Titans on day 1 of draft day. I don't know what the Cardinals will get in return for that, but I'm just going to roll with it. I think Bryce Young is a Tennessee Titan at the start of the 2023 NFL season. And quite honestly, I don't think that helps his fantasy value if he were drafted by the Titans. I'll tell you this, Bryce Young getting drafted by the Titans, sure, he'll start, but he's going to have to connect with Treylon Burks very quick. And that's probably his only player he's going to. Yeah, it's like
the only.
If Derrick Henry is on the move and he's not on the Titans, that really screws over Bryce Young's rookie year, I think. So I would, give it a year until you start to see Bryce Young really start to develop under the Tennessee Titans.
So coming at number 4, we have wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba, and we have him going to the Chargers. And I think that this is a near perfect fit for Jackson Smith-Njigba. It hasn't been official yet, but the Chargers are most likely cutting Keenan Allen to save some cap space. So therefore, Jackson Smith-Njigba would jump right in with Mike Williams on the outside. And I think that Justin Herbert gets his dream wide receiver 1. And that's not a knock on Keenan Allen. That's not a knock on Mike Williams. But I think Jackson Smith-Njigba might be the most overall best wide receiver in this draft. And so I see Herbert finding a shiny new toy. And Jackson
for sure. I mean, the Chargers have had a solid wide receiver core for years, and that continues with the draft of Jackson Smith-Njigba. But he could be a lot higher in rookie drafts than what we're saying right now. Like if it's one person that's going to slide up from the 4 to like the 3 or the 2, it could seriously be him because he is like giving me Jamar Chase vibes immediately. Those wide receivers out of Ohio State are no joke.
They never are.
All right. So coming in at the 1.05 for rookie drafts, I'm going to go ahead and say that Jahmyr Gibbs is the second running back off the board, fifth overall. So he's getting drafted before the other quarterbacks, even in super flex leagues. And I have him getting drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. As much as we like to, be high on Tyler Algier, they're still going to need help. The Falcons love running the ball too. So I see Jahmyr Gibbs being either a starter or a 1B for a little bit by week one of the start of the season. And I mean, Gibbs is for some reason sliding down on people's radar for dynasty rankings. I don't want that to continue. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is certainly the second best running back behind Bijan Robinson. He's going to put up production his rookie year. I truly believe it. Being on the Falcons does scare me a little bit, but the volume, if he can handle it, he'll see production from, his rookie season. I don't know if it's going to be week one, but it'll be sometime during his rookie year.
Yeah, I think Atlanta, they are a running back by committee offense, but they run the ball so damn much. I think that you will get value out of Gibbs if he goes to the Falcons. All right, and coming in at number 6, we have who, John, I think we can agree, probably the biggest standout combine superstar we have seen in the past decade, at least, maybe since Chris Johnson, but that is Anthony Richardson, quarterback from Florida. We have him going to the Colts here. Now, this is certainly the Colts trying to hit a massive home run with Anthony Richardson's upside. They do have Michael Pittman, who was a bit disappointing last year, but with that quarterback carousel in Indy, I don't really blame the guy. And they do have Jonathan Taylor, all-pro beast running back. So I think it is interesting that the Colts reach for him here. I'm not really sure about his fantasy value, John. I don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit more, but it's certainly interesting to see if Anthony Richardson goes to the Colts.
Yeah, I think it would have been a lot better of a landing spot if Frank Reich was still the coach. We've seen him work with young quarterbacks before, and it has worked out. For Anthony Richardson, I think it's more of like a project and a long-term play. Like you said, if Gardner Minshew is the quarterback one at the start of the season, then he's probably got the job unless he is to get injured, and then Anthony Richardson can take over. But even if he does, I do not see a lot of value out of him. It's just, we're getting to the point where this is the third quarterback off the board. This is where you start to see like potential busts. And although I like the ceiling Anthony Richardson has to offer, I just don't think that it's worth picking a quarterback here, especially if you're, or I guess I shouldn't say especially, like even if you're a quarterback needy dynasty owner and you need to fill that quarterback slot, maybe it's like your super flex slot, Anthony Richardson's not going to fill that slot in 2023. So at this point, if you're that owner I'm describing, get the next best skill player available, either a wide receiver or running back, and just stock up on 2024 first and get your quarterback there, because it's going to be a lot more of a deeper quarterback class, and Anthony Richardson's just not going to fill that void in 2023. Future years, maybe, but not in 2023 in my eyes.
Yeah, I agree. That 2024 draft is going to be special.
Coming in at number 7, I got Quentin Johnson getting drafted here off of your Dynasty rookie boards. I could see him sliding up over Anthony Richardson there for the reasons that I said before. So expect that to kind of be those two players that you're looking at here. Like I said before, if you're a quarterback needy team and you are looking at Anthony Richardson just to fill your quarterback room, it's not going to happen. Go ahead and take Quentin Johnson here. I got him getting drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, where he should see some success right off the bat. Now that they got rid of Adam Thielen, he could slide right into that wide receiver 2 role and accompany Justin Jefferson on the other side of the field. This is good and bad. It's good because he's going to be a wide receiver 2 his rookie season. That's always nice. Bad news is that he's competing for targets for Justin Jefferson. For any Justin Jefferson dynasty owners out there, this is not going to affect his value at all. I would expect Jettas to still get the same amount of volume as he did last year. So that's where I think Quentin Johnson's going to go. I see him having success in the NFL for sure. It's just, is he going to get enough volume being on the Vikings? We'll find out.
Yeah, I think that he is like the perfect fill-in as a rookie for Adam Thielen, good red zone target. So I think that should be very interesting if he does fall to the Minnesota Vikings. But coming in at number 8, we have Zach Charbonnet, who I like to call Chardonnay, even though that is not his last name. But we got him going to the Cleveland Browns. The Browns get their future back after Nick Chubb turns that horrible fantasy age of 28 years old this year. Charbonnet is a very similar runner to Nick Chubb, so I would expect kind of the same production as Chubb once he does officially take over that backfield, which they're drafting him there to be the future back of the Cleveland Browns. And the only thing really holding this guy back is his receiving upside. It is just not there right now. Maybe he learns to develop that in the NFL with the running back coaches in Cleveland, but as of today, it's not there. But I still think you get a very solid running back. RB2, I would say, in Charbonnet. Maybe not this year, but next year.
And then coming in at number 9, the Bills finally get a receiver that is NFL worthy, in my opinion. Much better than Gabe Davis. Stephon Diggs gets some help. Jordan Addison is fast. He is a little on the smaller side, but he is going to do great. I mean, how can you do bad when you're on an offense with the Bills? I mean, you have Josh Allen throwing you the ball. If Jordan Addison is a bust, I don't even know what to think anymore when it comes to...
He just sucks at football then.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just sucks.
exactly. If you have Josh Allen throwing you the ball and you're just not performing, then that's on you, especially if he's getting the volume. And I see him getting a bunch of targets just because they have no one else to throw to on that offense. It's going to be Stephon Diggs, Jordan Addison, if he lands there, and Dawson Knox. I mean, that's not saying much. So if Jordan Addison is drafted by the Bills, I would really look to draft him in your rookie drafts. I would slide him up a couple spots too if he's drafted by the Bills. Really, any receiver that's drafted by the Bills is probably going to slide up in all honesty. So yeah, I got Jordan Addison being the 3rd wide receiver off the board in rookie drafts.
Yeah, and I love the pick for Buffalo. Hopefully Jordan Addison can adjust from that Southern California weather playing up in Buffalo, but he's got no excuses offensive skill set wise on why he should fail there. So at number 10, we have Will Levis, quarterback, being drafted to none other than the Las Vegas Raiders. We've seen Jimmy G mentor a young quarterback before in San Fran, and he's okay with the role. Jimmy G got paid. What does he care? He's making his money. He's hanging in Vegas. He gets to coach this young guy up. Will Levis is an athletic passer of the football. He's a premier athlete at the quarterback position. I'm not saying he's going to run over you or run through you or run around you like Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, but he is very athletic. And I think that Will Levis would not be an immediate impact for your fantasy team this year. There is just no chance. He's just not going to. They pay Jimmy G. He's going to start this year. And unless he gets hurt, Will Levis is going to ride the bench and learn. But with that being said, if you are comfortable with your quarterbacks and Will Levis starts falling to you late 1st, early 2nd, why not take a stab at him? It does start to get a little thin here at the skill set position. So if you want to take that reach, if you want to plan for the future and grab Will Levis, I would not blame you.
Very well said. I think Will Levis is a great target for dynasty owners that already have their quarterback room established, and you just want to get a quarterback to youth in it, because in my opinion, quarterback is the most important position in the superflex league. So if you have your quarterback set and you're good to go, Will Levis is a great addition because I can see him turning into a pretty above average quarterback in the league, but just not this year. And let's not forget, the Raiders just signed Brent Hoyer on a 1-year deal. So, but hey, it's kind of a good sign that this could be the right landing spot for Will Levis. You have 2 veteran quarterbacks, and Will Levis could outbeat Hoyer for the quarterback 2 slot. I mean, he's certainly.
God, I would hope so.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a little concerning if he doesn't. All right, cool. So then let's move on to the next pick. We're looking at the 1.11. And I got Zay Flowers getting drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, Paul. Do you like it?
I love it. I love it. I think
I don't know if it's the wide receiver they need, but they certainly need a wide receiver, and why not get this guy out here? Because he's coming out of a smaller school in Boston, and he's fast, dude. He's so fast, and the Ravens are all about speed.
Oh, yeah.
My one concern, and this could literally drop Zay Flowers down the board if he's drafted by the Ravens and Lamar Jackson is not his quarterback, because that is a big concern for me.
No, and it's a very fair point. If Lamar's not the quarterback, I don't know happens, to be very honest with you. But if we land Zay Flowers, I think they're setting up for how we won the Super Bowl in 2012. You had Torrey Smith, who was the deep threat. Torrey Smith, who was all legs, all speed, all that. And then you had Anquan Bolton, the possession receiver, which is exactly what Rashad Bateman is. Rashad Bateman's 10, 15 yards in a cloud of dust, that 50-50 ball guy. Get Zay Flowers to sprint down the field, catch some big ones. I think it'd be a beautiful thing.
All right, Paul. So you are going to be doing the last pick here of the first round. We will continue tomorrow with the second round and their potential landing spots for the NFL draft coming up April 27th. Don't forget, guys, to go ahead and like and subscribe to this video. We really appreciate you guys viewing us on YouTube. We got plenty of more content coming out as we get closer to the NFL draft and as we get closer to your rookie draft and redrafts as well. Paul, take it away for the 1.12 and go ahead and close us out strong, buddy.
I'll do my best. So at the 1.12, we have kind of a surprise tight end here. No, it's not Michael Mayer. It is actually Dalton Kincaid, and we have him. I know. What are we thinking? We have Dalton Kincaid going to the Washington Commanders. I think the Commanders get a very athletic, a very receiving-friendly tight end here. I think that paired with Terry McLaurin, this could be a great thing. And then, God, who's the other?
Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson, yeah. So if you look at Jahan Dotson, you look at Terry McLaurin, you add Dalton Kincaid in there, you can still squeeze out a little something from Antonio Gibson.
Lamar is their quarterback.
Yeah, we don't know who their quarterback is.
Yeah.
But it could be Lamar Jackson. So just take what we said about Zay Flowers and put it on the Commanders. But that skill set room is looking pretty impressive in Washington. If they land Dalton Kincaid, they have it kind of locked down at all positions with Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson, and then add Dalton Kincaid. And Washington, let's be honest, you guys need to sell some tickets, so get some freaking offense in there.
Yeah, and plus Logan Thomas, 32 years old, consistently getting injured. They need a tight end. I don't know what day Dalton Kincaid will get drafted. I'm thinking is it day 2 tight end.
I think Washington will probably, if Washington takes him, he'll be a day 2 pick.
Yeah, agreed. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow our other social media accounts listed below in the description. We'll be back tomorrow with picks 13 through 24, and we will see you then.